would like to smoke with you. Yeah.
From Royal Communications Incorporated, good evening and welcome to King's News Broom. 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, in our one word. Today is Tuesday, November 12th, 2024, and I'm Shemon Dia presenting. In the headlines, Harley placed sources at the executive mansion hint that the executive branch of government is considering submitting the 2025 draft national budget to the anti-COFA bloc. Agreed health workers petition the national legislature for salaries and benefit increment. Agreed health workers spokesperson Dr. Joel Kakula threatens go slow action if nothing is done to address their concerns. And also coming up, at least three members of the executive branch of government on Tuesday appeared before the anti-cover bloc to address key issues. And away from Liberia, the opposition alliance of change emeritus has won 60 of the 64 seats in parliament following Sunday's general election. These close out news bulletin. Voices of those making the news are packaged, but first we'll take a break to be right back. Welcome back. At this juncture, we join Sam Andrews with the news bulletin.
Sources have hinted that the executive branch of government is contemplating submitting the 2025 draft national budget to the breakaway majority bloc in the House of Representatives later this week. The decision to potentially present the budget to the majority bloc stems from the group's claim quorum, as it includes Deputy Speaker Thomas Fowler, who is leading the session. The move could signal the executive stance on the ongoing dispute by bypassing House Speaker Fonati Kofa, the constitutionally recognized head of the House of Representatives. Under the 2009 Public Financial Management Act, the president is required to submit the proposed budget to the legislature no later than 2 months before the start of the fiscal year. Initially scheduled for submission on October 31st, the budget was delayed after President Joseph Walker requested an extension to November 8th. Amid intense political struggle at the House of Representatives, three officials of the executive branch of government Tuesday appeared before the anti-COFA bloc to address what is cardinal issue at their various institutions. Those who appeared before the majority bloc are Mo Ali, Managing Director, Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, Francis Yumali, Internal Affairs Minister, and Salif Tyler, Transport Minister. The anti-COFA bloc recently summoned the three executives to address major concerns raised about their institutions, including LWHC and the Ministry of Transport, alleged involvement of bribery among members of the anti-COFA bloc. Internal Affairs Minister Francis Yumali, during Tuesday's appearance, explained what is considered inadequacies with the local government setup. Both Transport Minister Salif Tyler and Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation Managing Director Mo Ali addressed their alleged involvement with bribery among lawmakers for the removal of House Speaker Fonati Kofa. Both of them explained in separate remarks. Montserrado County District 10 Representative Yake Koliba has alleged a secret plot within the Liberian Senate to remove Senate Pro Tem Yombli Kanga Lawrence from her leadership position. Speaking at a press conference on Capitol Hill Monday, the District 10 lawmaker revealed that a resolution to oust Senate Pro Tem Yombli Kanga Lawrence has already garnered the signatures of 17 senators. According to Representative Yake Koliba, this covert move to unseat Senate Pro Tem comes amid broader efforts in destabilizing the legislative leadership. He stressed that he has reliable information that 17 senators have already signed a resolution to remove Senate Pro Tem Lawrence. The alleged plot to oust Senate Pro Tem Kanga Lawrence follows a similar attempt in the House of Representatives, where efforts have been made to unseat House Speaker J. Fonati Kofa. Yeke Koloba suggested that the removal campaign might be part of a broader strategy to shift power dynamics within the legislature orchestrated by certain political factions looking to consolidate their influence. Several health workers from different parts of Montserrat and nearby counties have petitioned the national legislature for increment in salary and other benefits. Presented a petition on behalf of the group, Dr. Jory Kekula called on the Liberian government to prioritize the improvement of health workers' salaries and benefits. According to Dr. Kekula, the communication to increase health workers' salaries in the 2025 national budget is aimed at improving the living standard of the workers, indicating their commitment to provide professional health services to the country as cardinal. He further noted that the current salaries of health workers do not reflect the evolving responsibility, skills, and the crucial role that they play, especially in times of public health crisis. Dr. Kekula, however, urged the government, through the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, to make full employment of some health workers who are volunteering within the sector. He threatened a go-slow action if nothing is done by the Bwakakun administration to address their concern. Receiving the petition, Grand Cape County Senator Dapa Vapala assured the health workers of the Senate's commitment to supporting the Liberia health sector. Senator Vapala added that the 2025 national budget will be observed critically to allot adequate support to the health sector. The Grand Cape County Senator applauded the group for the petition and assured them of delivering their document to Senate Pro Tem Kanga Lawrence. The Ministry of Transport has announced official inspection of vehicles and railroads beginning Wednesday, calling for collaboration from vehicle owners throughout the pending exercise. Wednesday's inspection is expected to be conducted by the Ministry of Transport alongside the Liberia National Fire Service. The move is a planned biannual exercise by government to review licenses of vehicles while also establishing whether they are roadworthy. According to Deputy Transport Minister for Land and Rail, Zonin Doyen, the inspection will cover vehicles, railways, as well as related traffic issues. Minister Doyen also said the pending inspection seeks to establish roadworthiness of vehicles in an effort to reduce tidal wave of vehicle accidents during mostly in Monrovia and its suburbs. The ministry has disclosed plans for the introduction of an automated license plate regulator. The new technology, according to the Transport Ministry, will create feasible inspection options, thereby enhancing the work of the ministry. Korea and Liberia have signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance development cooperation in Liberia. According to Information Minister Jeremy Pia, in June this year, President Joseph Boakai joined his Korean counterpart and other African leaders in Seoul, South Korea, for the Korean Africa Summit. Minister Pia also added that at the summit, the government of South Korea and several African countries fostered discussions in which member countries of that summit will collaborate on developmental initiatives. He noted that South Korea has come a long way when it comes to development, and it is therefore reaching out to other African nations to lend hands. He emphasized that last week, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, in collaboration with the Government of Korea Agency for Cultural Exchange, celebrated 60 years of Liberia-Korea relations and partnership. Liberia Revenue Authority Commissioner General Double Jala has expressed commitment to institutional reform and compliance aimed at establishing policies and enhancing transparency geared towards maintaining integrity and bolstering revenue collection. According to a report, the Liberia Revenue Authority has introduced tight policies and procedures to boost transparency and revenue growth. In a press release, LRA executives emphasized the institution preparedness to operate as a professional institution with robust policies and standards, operating procedures aimed at meeting national revenue targets. The release also highlighted a 3-day review recently conducted by LRA key policies and standard operating procedures. The LRA Commissioner General applauded board for conducting internal stakeholders to engage in critical discussion with an alignment with LRA policies with current realities, including digitalization. The Director of Program in Planning and Technical Services at the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene, Prince Crippler, has accused George Yango, the Chief Executive Officer of WATCH, of alleged corruption. Speaking with journalists at a press conference in Monrovia on Tuesday, Prince Crippler disclosed that there has been continuous corruption of the commission since the inception of Yango as CEO of WATCH. He accused George Yango of using two important staffers to carry out the alleged act of corrupting over thousands of United States dollars, adding that Mr. Yango has started carrying on procurement, corruption, and political witch hunt against people who have been perceived to be supporting different political parties. Prince Crippler has further disclosed that he has officially written the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission following the alleged corruption scandal at the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Commission. He noted that after making frantic efforts at senior staff meetings to checkmate the corruption scandal at the institution, George Yango, the Chief Executive Officer of WATCH, refused to listen and conform to the public financial management law. The Liberia Medicine and Health Products Regulatory Authority have successfully drafted 8 new regulations and are currently reviewing the Authorities Act of 2010 for potential amendments. The week-long drafting and revision process took place in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. At the commencement of the drafting and revision activities, LMHRA Managing Director Dr. Luke Bao underscored the importance of updating the existing act, noting that several critical areas were overlooked in the 2010 legislation. He emphasized the need for revisions to reflect new regulatory rules and align with international best practices and pharmaceutical regulatory standards. Dr. Bao pointed out that various issues not addressed in the current act, including the decentralization of the authority operations across Liberia, the establishment of roles for the Deputy Managing Director and directors, enhancements to the Quality Control Laboratory, and other administrative and regulatory matters. Dr. Michael Nepe, LMHRA Programs and Planning Coordinator, provided an overview of the retreat, highlighting the objective of drafting new pharmaceutical regulations to ensure that LMHR maintains modern policies for regulating medicines and health products in Liberia. And officials of Liberia Agricultural Commodity Regulatory Authority Monday prevented an illegal cocoa export operation at the Liberia Cocoa Warehouse in Johnsonville Township. Authority intercepted a 40-foot container being covertly loaded with cocoa beans, which were allegedly intended for unauthorized export. The Deputy Director General for Operations and Technical Services at LACRA, Godia Goninguli, revealed that LACRA inspectors had visited the Liberia Cocoa Warehouse owned by Sheikh Toure multiple times in recent months. However, each time they were informed that no business activities were taking place at the warehouse and the owner was reportedly unavailable. This pattern continued until November 11th, raid which confirmed suspicion of unauthorized activity. Goningoli emphasized that the Liberia Cocoa Warehouse is not registered with LACRA as an authorized cocoa exporter, raising serious concern about compliance with industry regulations. Authorities are expected to pursue legal action against those involved in the operation as LACRA intensifies its efforts to safeguard the cocoa sector.
St. Andrews with the news bulletin. The news bulletin. It's a regular feature on King's News Broom. A reminder you listen to King's Newsroom, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Stories topping the news tonight are the placed sources at the executive mansion hint that the executive branch of government is considering submitting the 2025 draft national budget to the anti-COFA blog. Aggrieved health workers petition the national legislature for salaries and benefits increment. The aggrieved health workers spokesperson Dr. Joaka Kula threatens go slow action if nothing is done to address their concerns. At least three members of the executive branch of government on Tuesday appeared before the anti-cover bloc to address key issues. And away from Liberia, the opposition alliance of change in Mauritius has won 60 out of the 64 seats in parliament following Sunday's general election. We'll take a break to be back with voices of the newsmakers. Welcome back and thanks for being there. Monserrato County District 10 Representative Yeke Koluba has alleged a secret plot within the Liberian Senate to remove Senate Pro Tempore Yamli Kangalarens from her leadership position. Speaking at a press conference on Capitol Hill Monday, the District 10 lawmaker revealed that the resolution to oust Madame Kangalarens has already garnered the signatures of 17 senators.
The senators, 17 senators have signed resolution to remove Yomli Kanga. Now, all embarrassment on our list. Let me just name a few. We get Prince on our list. We get Jim Biden, our reckless, don't our own school last night. I was sent to Malaysia and get drunk last night. He said he's going to law school. That no one knew what to say last night on school. That drunk up. James Barney, name on our list. Preton Duncan, somebody that I respect hardly. Name is on our list. Tropo, that other role, that good in stealing, that always power alteration of the budget. His name is on our list. Whole thing is being headed by criminal Big Tom Jeremiah Kun to remove the protest. There are 17 on our list. I just name a few of them. I'm trying to get the list. I will put it on the page. You know, he just said to the Liberian people that the day they reach, the day they get ready, they will go sit down one place and say, we don't want Yomli, that means Yomli got to leave. No due process. Hey, man, Jim Bani, I don't need was stupid like this. I don't need Jim Bani was very irresponsible and stupid like this. You go sit down, you open your record.
Monserrato County District 10 lawmaker Yeke Koluba. Amidst intense political struggle at the House of Representatives, three officials of the executive branch of government on Tuesday appeared before the anti-COFA bloc to address what is considered cardinal issues at various institutions. Those appeared before the majority bloc include Mo Ali, Managing Director of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, Francis Yumali, Internal Affairs Minister N. Salif Talo, Transport Minister, Internal Affairs Minister during the Tuesday's appearance explained what is considered inadequacies with the local government setup. And also speaking, this is how Mo Ali responded to inquiries from members of the majority bloc.
Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, Honorable members of the House of Representatives, I am grateful for the invitation to come and clear the good names of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation on allegations we've heard coming from the angle of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission that we bribed allegedly members of this honorable body with an amount of 150,000 United States dollars in an attempt to remove the Honorable Speaker of the House of Representatives. Let me start by saying, Honorable President, members of this honorable body, that the accusation is false. It has no truth because the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation operates strictly on best financial practices, and that we cannot afford time this honorable body institute and the internal audit agencies to check all of our dealings within our respective entities. But I feel that it will also that they as honorable can be brought in an attempt to remove the honorable speaker of the House of Representatives. When people go to election, they elect their best. That's why thousands of Nigerians stood online on October 10th to elect.
Transport Minister Salif Talal also explained his alleged involvement with bribery among lawmakers for the removal of House Speaker Fonanti Kofa.
Honorable Deputy, Honorable, Honorable members of the legislature, I received a letter from this body inquiring about alleged bribe to the legislature for the removal of the speaker. That allegation that was reported on social media, I saw from the LACC, is false, it's misleading, it's misinformation, and disinformation. The Ministry of Transport adhere to PFM laws, IAA audits and IAA operations, and we are supported by the Ministry of Finance. The ministry has 3 accounts, one USD.
Transport Minister Salif Talal, and earlier you heard the voice of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation Managing Director, Mo Ali, both of them defending their alleged involvement with bribery allegations among members of the House of Representatives for the removal of House Speaker Fonanti Kofa. Several health workers from different parts of Monserrado County and nearby counties have petitioned the national legislature for increment in salaries and other benefits. Presenting the petition on behalf of the group, Dr. Joel Kakula called on the Liberian government to prioritize the improvement in health worker salaries and benefits. According to Dr. Kakula, the communication to increase health worker salaries in the 2025 national budget is aimed to improve the living standards of the workers.
Motivation of hard worker. The disparity in low salary compensation of hard worker contribute to low morale, financial stress, and in some cases the exodus of skilled professionals seeking better opportunities elsewhere. We have endeavored to communicate our concern through various channels, yet our call for reform had not yielded the necessary action. Therefore, we strongly urge the legislature to ensure that the 2025 budget captures the reclassification policy for hard workers as well as provision that ensure the employment of our colleagues are voluntary at the various facilities. Failure to address the issue might result in unavoidable action, including strike, which will severely impact healthcare deliveries across Liberia. We are committed to our duty and to the health of the nation, but we cannot continue to work under the current especially we respectfully request a meeting with you in no less than 5 days to discuss the matter, further and to work towards a resolution that support our dedicated health workers and ensure the continual provision of quality healthcare services in Liberia. We hope this communication remains the attention as well as the response.
Spokesperson of aggrieved health workers, Dr. Joel Kakula, receiving a petition, Grand-Basso County Senator Dapa Vapala assured the health workers of the Senate commitment to supporting the Liberia health sector.
The engagement today, we just told them that we have deferred it to Thursday. So one or two questions to this leadership witness in public here want to follow up on issues that were supposed to be addressed under the budget, how far they are, including the voluntary health worker, including disbursement to county health facilities, including all other issues within the health sector, in a plan going forward to the next budget, so that we can have a full understanding of some of the key issues and also integrate implementing the budget, make sure that these things are secured. I am not promising you that one budget year can huge needs in the sector. However, we believe that with small baby steps, incrementally, we can handle large amount of issues in the sector. The budget year, and we'll look at some of these things. I will present it to the September college comes and the committee will be informed of your petition. The commission will not be able to take fully the policy and implement it in one of them. The policies that we use for incremental efforts. So we will look at that when we define
Grand Cape Mount County Senator Dapa Vapalada speaking when she received a petition from aggrieved health workers who are calling on the Liberian government to increase their salaries and benefits. A reminder, you're listening to King's News Broom, 45 minutes news about Liberia, Africa, and our one world. Stories topping the news tonight. Highly placed sources at the executive mansion hint that the executive branch of government is considering submitting the 2025 draft national budget to the anti-COFA blog. Aggrieved health workers petition the national legislature for salaries and benefits increment. The aggrieved health workers spokesperson Dr. Joel Kakula threatens go slow action if nothing is done to address their concerns. At least 3 members of the executive branch of government on Tuesday appeared before the anti-COFA bloc to address key issues. And away from Liberia, the opposition alliance of Change in Mauritius has won 60 out of the 64 seats in parliament following Sunday's general election. We'll take a break to be back. Welcome back and thanks for being there. The Director of Program Planning and Technical Services at the Water Sanitation Hygiene, Prince Kripla, has accused George Yango, the Chief Executive Officer of WACH, of alleged corruption. Speaking to journalists at a press conference in Monrovia on Tuesday, Kripla disclosed that there has been continuous corruption of the commission since the inception of Yango as CEO of WACH. He accused George Yango of using 2 important staffers to carry out the alleged act of corruption over thousands of United States dollars, adding that George has started carrying on procurement activities.
The fundamental basis for me being here and calling you members of the press is that there has been, since the inception of Mr. George W.K. Yango as Chief Executive Officer of the National Watch Commission, there has been systemic corruption at the Commission. And that process, well designed, orchestrated by the Chief Executive Officer himself using important staffs, the manager for each area, and the role of the director for administration. Those are the 2 important staff that he has in mind or he been using. And how is he using those positions to carry on procurement, corruption, and political motion against people who are perceived to be from different political background other than that of the ruling Unity Party. Immediately, Mr. Yango took over. He came with a barrage of Unity partisans who I know personally are very qualified, technically competent because they work with the then Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration with the Minister of Public Works then Kofi Woods. They were technical members of the WASH committee, the National Water Sanitary Promotion Committee that was hosted by Public Works. It is that committee now that has been transitioned into the National WASH Commission to do regulatory responsibility. He came with at least 4 of those individuals. But because Mr. Yango has this syndicate in place to steal using human processes, rather than fighting to employ those people, he first fought to employ his human resource manager and then remove the administration and finance director who he inherited and then asked that same lady to act in the position of administration and finance. What is the rationale behind that? Human resource manager employment is within your scope. Mr. Yango now will use that to ensure that all political opponents are removed from the commission. Then as the director of administration and finance, you have procurement under you, you have HR under you, you have IT services under you. All the administrative related roles are under that person's supervision. So the same human resource person who he been working with for a long time from all the work that he brought over, who he employed first, leaving all the technical staff, is that person he's now using to carry on his procurement and employment related corruption at the entity.
Meanwhile, Prince Kripla has further disclosed that he has officially written the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission following the alleged corruption scandal at the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Commission.
At senior staff meetings, I made frantic efforts, not necessarily on political issues, but in implementing the government effort to curb corruption. I made frantic efforts to ensure that Mr. Yango conform to the BFM and the civil service standing order. Ultimately, Mr. Yango was never willing, is never willing, and will never be willing to conform because he has this syndicate in place to use those 2 positions to steal from the Liberian government. But here are the few stealing that have already taken place. Action that I have taken as an individual after engaging constructively for at least more than 5 months now. I do believe that I can be engaging constructively and Yango steal the entire commission. 5 months, I think, is sufficient enough to engage constructively, use the senior management platform that we have where decision makers are supposed to be made to ensure that Mr. Yango conforms. Since they are still, because we have the same place to steal, to increase himself, to rescue, he expanded, rather than rescuing the Liberian people that the Unity Party came to rescue. Then the best option now is to involve the government parastatals that are responsible to bring those kind of individuals to work. So I'm here to inform you, members of the press and the Liberian, that I have officially written the Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission following all of those procurement and HR related corruption that Mr. Yango and his cronies are involved with at the LSCC. It is my hope and anticipation that the LSCC will invite Mr. Yango and ensure that forensic investigation is conducted there at the National Water Sanitation and Hygiene Commission. And I can guarantee them that Mr. Yango will be caught, his hands will be caught in the cookies jar.
Prince Kripla is the Director of Program and Technical Services at the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Commission, accusing the Chief Executive Officer of WATCH of carrying on corruption at the institution. The Ministry of Transport has announced official inspection of vehicles and railroads beginning Wednesday, calling for collaboration from vehicle owners throughout the pending exercise. Wednesday's inspection is expected to be conducted by the Transport Ministry alongside the Liberia National Fire Service Agency. The move is a planned bounty exercise by government to review licenses of vehicles while also establishing whether they are roadworthy. According to Deputy Transport Minister for Land and Rail, Zonon Doyen, The inspection will cover vehicles, railroads, as well as related traffic issues.
We start our official inspection at Greater, but we like to also clear some that there are some rumors around that the Minister of Transport is doing this on her own. So we want to make that very clear. The Minister of Transport are working with all of collaborative teams, all of stakeholders. Let's take for example, the Bureau of National Fire Service and the Bureau of Revenue Authority. We have been on this from time to time because it is obvious that we can all on our own. So our inspection will be starting tomorrow. We'll have another good news. Now the concern is what is the good news? The good news is we realize oftentimes when we have an inspection, people go through a lot of constraints. Whether you are in compliance or not, you go through the same constraint. So what are we doing at the Ministry of Transport? We are thinking outside the box. How are we thinking outside the box? We have decided to bring in what we call the automated lesson plate recognition, ALPR. That is to say, instead of asking an individual to produce a driver lesson, the vehicle registration, the insurance, and all those stuff, no. So very soon, the Minister of Transport will no longer have a huge congestion during inspection.
Deputy Transport Minister for Land and Rail, Zono Doya. Korea and Liberia have signed a memorandum of understanding to enhance development cooperation in Liberia, according to Information Minister Jeremy Pia. In June of this year, President Joseph Boakai joined his Korean counterpart and other African leaders in Seoul, South Africa for the South Africa Summit, of South Korea Summit. Minister Pia also added that during the summit, the government of South Korea and several African countries foster discussions in which member countries of that summit will collaborate on developmental initiatives.
Signed a memorandum of understanding for enhanced development cooperation in Liberia. In June this year, President Boakai joined African leaders in Seoul, South Korea, at the Korea Africa Summit. At that summit, the government of South Korea several African countries discussed ways in which can cooperate on development issues. Korea has come far that they did before. Today, the country is economic powers in Asia, and it is expanding its footprint including the area in Africa to share its expertise on how to develop development successfully. During the last week of the Foreign Affairs, hosted a ceremony in collaboration with the government of Korea, the Agency for Culture Exchange, where they celebrated 60 years of Korea-Liberia friendship and relations. Thank you for your attention.
Information Minister Jeremy Pia. Briefly away from Liberia, the Opposition Alliance of Change in Mauritius has won 60 out of the 64 seats in Parliament following Sunday's general election. Its leader, Navi Rumagola, 77, has been appointed Prime Minister. The man has replaced Prevan Junond, 62, already acknowledged on Monday that his Lipi alliance was heading for a huge defeat. It now has 2 seats in Parliament compared to the 42 after the 2019 election. Mauritius is known as one of Africa's most stable democracies, but this election was tainted by a phone taping scandal with leaked recordings of public figures posted online. On that note, that's how we come to a near end of tonight's edition of King's News Broom. But before we leave, a quick reminder of stories who followed in the headlines. Highly placed sources at the executive mansion hint that the executive branch of government is considering submitting the 2025 draft national budget to anti-COFA law. Aggrieved health workers petition in the national legislature for salaries and benefits increment. The aggrieved health workers spokesperson, Dr. Joy Kakula, threatens coastal action if nothing is done to address their concerns. You also heard in the news at least 3 members of the executive branch of government on Tuesday appeared before the Anti-Kofa bloc to address key issues. And away from Liberia, the opposition Alliance of Change in Mauritius has won 60 of the 64 seats in parliament following Sunday's general election. Many thanks to our reporters, correspondents, and all those who helped in making this edition of King's Newsroom a success. Sam Andrews brought you the news bulletin. Need to talk about SADA control and handle the technical aspect of this production. On behalf of the team, I'm Sherman Deer. I presented. Thanks for listening and watching.
Thank you.